Hello, my name is Colleen Hinson, and I am a trainer at Childcare Ed. And today I am going to show you how to assemble your CDA professional portfolio. And I'm also going to show you all of the free resources that Childcare Ed has to offer to help you when you are putting together your portfolio. So here is my CDA professional portfolio that we are going to go over today. Before I open that up and get started in all of that, I wanted to let you know that Childcare Ed does offer a free course called CDA Introduction. That gives a great overview of the whole CDA process. It also lets you know how we will be there to support you every step of the way when you do all of your CDA training through Childcare Ed. We also offer a lot of free resources on our website, a lot of the templates that you will need to use in your portfolio. So I will point that out to you as I go through this portfolio. What are some of the resources that you can find on the website? So let's get started. Here is my portfolio. This is a free resource, this template cover page. It comes as a set, so you would also get the cover sheets to your different sections and different tabs in your portfolio. And we have several different ones that you can choose from on the website. So your cover would have CDA Professional Portfolio, your name, and your age group. So then this is on your first page. You would find this in your CDA book. And this is the cover sheet. It has a checklist of everything that is going into your portfolio. So you would go through that, make sure that everything is there, check it off, sign and date at the bottom. And then we get into tab A. Again, you can see this cover page is one of our free resources in that set of templates. So this tab A is a summary of my CDA education. You would put this behind that, and this is directly from that CDA book. And you would initial each of these areas, stating that you completed the required 10 hours of education in each of those areas. And then, of course, you would sign and date. And then behind this, you would have all of your certificates and your transcripts, college transcripts, any achievements that you made, any documentation of your education or trainings that you have completed. So then we get into tab B, the family questionnaires. And again, this is part of that template set. Behind this, you would pull this directly out of your CDA book. It's the cover sheet to that. You would let them know how many family questionnaires you sent home, how many you received back. You must receive back at least the majority or more than half. And then you do a short reflection here, the areas of strength that you noticed after reviewing your family questionnaires, and also areas that you could grow professionally. So behind that, you would put all of your family questionnaires that were completed. And then we get to tab C. And in this tab, this is just one page in here. It is your reflective dialogue worksheet. And in here, you would only complete box A and box B. And the rest of these would be completed when you have your verification visit from your CDA specialist. So here is our next tab. This is tab D. This starts our resource collection. Again, this cover sheet is part of that template set that is free on our website. So all of these sections start with our competency standards and your reflective statement, and those are outlined in your CDA book. It is also outlined in the Childcare Ed book that we put together to help walk you through how to assemble your portfolio. So just to give a brief overview, you do your starting paragraph, how the competency standard looks in your class, how you are completing that standard in your class, in your teaching. And then you have these smaller paragraphs like CS1A, and it gives you what you would reflect on and how it is happening in your classroom. You can see here the other ones. And then I have all of my resources for this section behind here. The first one is my first aid. The next one is my infant and toddler weekly menu. I also put the template of that weekly menu, and that is another free resource that is on our website. If you would like to use it, you can go on there and download it, fill it in with your menu. And then I have my weekly lesson plan. And again, this is another free resource on our website. We have the template up there for you if you would like to use that. And then we will move on to tab E. This is our next set of resources that we collected. So again, this starts with the Competency Standard 2, my reflection statement, my short paragraph here, and then looking at the smaller paragraphs down here, how I'm using it in my classroom in different specific ways. And then behind that, I have all of my lesson plans. So we also have examples of lesson plans on our website. If you would like to use those as examples, or if you would like to use those, try them out in your classroom and see how they work. So we'll flip through all of those. And then we will go to tab F. So this is my third section of my resource collection. Again, I start out with my reflection statement to Competency Standard 3. And this is my bibliography where I'm listing my 10 books. We also offer this bibliography template on our website if you would like to use that. And then we get over to tab G. We're on our fourth section of resource collection items. Again, I start out with my reflection statement for that competency standard. And this is my family resources guide, and you would do this based on where you are located. You would find a local family counseling agency, translation services, resources for children with disabilities, and also put in there some websites about how children develop and learn. So here's tab H. This is my fifth resource collection section. Again, I start with my competency standard reflection statement. And these are my accident and injury report. This is another free resource that we offer to you on the website that you can use in your book. When you are placing these in your book, make sure that you do not put any actual children's name in there just for privacy. So here's that blank one. This is another free resource, emergency forms, parent and guardian information. Here's a childcare emergency form that you can also find and use. And then finally, that anecdotal record form, another resource that we offer that you can use. So this is Reflective Competency Statement 6, my last part of my resource collection. So here is my reflective statement. And this first has licensing contact information for where I am located. This also has child supervision ratios, and I pulled this directly from the state website so that I could put that in there. I also pulled this from the state website, different staffing requirements, education levels, what continuing ed units a certain teacher or staff member needs to have. And then I put in here some early childhood associations, just some more information for parents. It also talks about how you can become members in those different organizations and the resources that are offered. And then the last part of this talks about abuse and neglect. So this just goes over what the definition in my state is that defines child abuse and neglect. It also states who are mandated reporters, how to report, what to report, as well as my local child abuse agency that I would make a report to. And then this is my last tab, my professional philosophy statement, which I have put in here, really reflecting on everything that I have done, all of the things in my portfolio. It talks about my teaching philosophy and my teaching practices. I gave some specific examples. I also talk about what I learned during the process and just what I've learned overall being in an early childhood classroom. So that concludes my portfolio. As you saw, we have so many free resources for you to use. Go ahead on the website, look through those, download what you would like to use. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you go onto our website, look at everything that we have to offer, sign up for that CDA introduction course to get more information, and we look forward to seeing you soon.